people were afraid. People had begun to think that America was in a kind of relative decline.
We had high unemployment and high inflation, which at the time was thought to be impossible under the existing economic orthodoxy. So it required something new to change that problem.
If we can lower the rate of increase in government spending, up there ahead is daylight.
To change that problem.
72% of the savings that we would have to achieve in order to meet that $53 billion reduction target.
Reaganomics was basically, if you give what they call the investing class the money, then it would trickle down to the bottom of the pile, and cutting taxes would increase revenues.
The president spent the day dealing with brush fires on both the right and left of his new plan for the economy. The cuts he wants to make in the budget and in income taxes brought out into the open some disagreements among his supporters as well as his opponents.
Reagan said cut back.
We say fight back.
Reagan says cut back.
We say fight back.
The administration has gambled our future on a dubious plan that does not deal directly with the relentless spiral of rising prices, wages, and interest rates.
I've read an awful lot about how we're going to really hurt the poor and things of that nature in this administration with our cuts. That is absolutely not what we're going to do.
Reagan came in with a very savvy staff that understood the challenges they faced to try to change things in a radical way. But they did come up against an entrenched Washington culture and a Democratic establishment that wasn't just going to roll over for Ronald Reagan and let him get his way.
If we do nothing else in this administration, we're going to convince this city that the power, the money, and the responsibility in this country begins and ends with the people and not with some cinder block building in Washington, D.C. Thank you very much.
We interrupt. There's been a late development. Shots reported fired outside the hotel where President Reagan spoke a short while ago. Here's Bernard Shaw.
Details are very sketchy at this moment. We don't know precisely what happened. We don't know the sequence. First of all, the president is safe.
Wait a minute. This is Frank Reynolds. I'm on the air.
At this moment, we don't know precisely what.
That Lynn Nofziger, who was the president's advisor for political affairs, Lynn Nofziger has told reporters at the hospital that the president was not wounded.
He was.
He was wounded. My God. He was, the president was hit. He is in stable condition. All this information. We have one more bit of information. The bullet that struck the president has not yet been removed, but he is not undergoing surgery at this time. He was, however, struck in the left chest. The last word